Okay, so I welcome you to the first lesson in the I Lead Values-Based Leadership Program. You're welcome. Okay. However, even though we are not we don't have a full house, I think we'll go on while we send the recording for others to benefit from. All right, so let me start by reintroducing myself. My name is Tosin Akinsolire. You can call me TA. I'm the facilitator for the High Lead Value-Based Leadership Program. However, I'm working with a group of other mentors. I have Mentor Toby, I have Mentor Laito, and Mentor Goke, working to ensure that you benefit maximally from this program. Basically, this program is to help you to become a better person and to provide you with knowledge that would help you in being a better person and a better influence to those around you. So today we are kickstarting with the first lesson, which is on choices. I believe that during the course of the week, you were able to go through the material and you have quite a number of experiences on this lesson to share in your transformation table. So I would begin by saying that our goal today really is to help us make good decisions and for us to practice this, good decisions that we're going to be making. I believe that at the end of today's class, you will be able to, share practical small steps that you took during the course of the week, and you'll also be able to learn, how the importance of making good choices as a person. Okay, so I would like to start with this quote. This quote is by John C. Maxwell, and it's one that I love so much. And it says, one of the greatest gifts you would ever receive is the gift to make choices. Let me take that again. One of the greatest gifts you would ever receive is the gift to make choices. I mean, it's very important that we understand that making choices is a gift. And like I said during the onboarding class, that all of the values, the 16 values we'll be going through, will be represented with a symbol. So the symbol for choices is actually a gift. And John C. Maxwell considers the gift of making choices as one of the greatest gifts. And the reason is because if you leave the decision to decide or decision to make choices to other people, it means that you are relegating control, to other people. So this gift is actually a very important one for you individually, especially in your leadership journey, as you first influence yourself before you're able to influence other people. So making choices gives you an opportunity to be responsible. Yes, an opportunity for you to fail. It gives you an opportunity for you to succeed, and also an opportunity for you to even learn from your failures. It's not like all the choices you make are going to be excellent or are going to be productive at the end of the day. You would make mistakes. And I like to say that I either learn or I win. There are some decisions I've made that led to failure or that didn't turn out well. And there are other decisions I've made that actually turned out very well. For instance, I remember earlier on in my career, I decided to invest in a colleague's idea. And that decision actually didn't turn out well because at the end of the day, I lost my money. But does that mean that I would not invest in another person's, or I would not invest in the future? No, it doesn't mean I would not invest in the future. It's just an occurrence that, I have learned from. And that doesn't mean that I will not make decisions in the future. So what are we saying? You have an opportunity. You have a gift in making decisions. And as a person, you must learn to, make decisions by yourself and not leave decisions for others to make for you, because that means you are leaving control for others to make for you. So it's very important that you unbox this beautiful gift of decision making. It's important that you unbox this beautiful gift of making choices. So making decision is like a muscle. The more you make decisions, the better you get at it. The more you make decisions, the better you get at it. So you must decide by yourself. Don't always, for instance, for some people, once they say, what would you like to eat? Anything. Stop that. Stop saying anything. Decide on what you would like to eat. If peradventure your decision ends up not being the best, you have learned from that experience. However, decide what you want to eat. Start with those little decisions: what to wear, what to eat, where to go, what to say, and some of these little decisions. And with time, you will realize that you're able to make even wiser decisions. All right, please give me 1 sec. Back now, apologies. I had to quickly attend to something. All right. So as I was saying, that ability to make decisions is very important, and please do not relegate it to any other person, because it simply means that you are giving control to others. And as you make small decisions, you get better at even making decisions that are going to be more risky or that are going to be life changing. So that's really very important. Let us move on. So choice is a gift. I have said that over and over again. Choice is a gift, and life begins with no choice, with no choices. No one has a choice in where one comes from, your country, your family, etc. But choices give everyone the possibility to catch up with others. I believe in this absolutely. We all started by not deciding who our parents would be, what country we'll be born in, and all of that. I'm sure that if we had the power to decide our country of birth, I'm sure that Nigeria will be empty by now, right? So life starts with no choice. However, with time, as we go through the toddler stage, we go through primary school, secondary school. For some people, a few people had the opportunity to decide what secondary school to attend, but majority would not have that opportunity to decide. I remember while I was in junior secondary school, in the boarding house, and then because of the hardship that was going through then, I told my parents I wanted to leave secondary school. I wanted to leave that school to another school. They didn't agree. I mean, thank God that they did not, because at the end of the day, I was able to come out in flying colors in that particular secondary school in my WAEC examinations. So what am I saying? Even in secondary school, you still might not be able to make some big decisions by yourself. However, you have opportunity to make certain little decisions. And please do not leave that decision or choice for others to make for you. Ensure that you begin to exercise your decision-making ability, because that gives you control over your life, and also enables you to make good decisions for yourself. And you know what? Nobody is going to know you better than you and your creator. It's only God and you yourself that you have a better understanding of yourself. So when you allow other people make decisions for you, it's either they make decisions that will favor them, or decisions that that would not align with your value, decisions that will not align with who you are. So that's why it's very important that you begin to make your decisions. That's really important, right? I remember also that growing up, it was after senior secondary school into, I think it was that waiting period between senior secondary school, and university. And then I attended this program by Toyo Series. I would never forget. And during that program, it was about sexual purity and the likes. And during that program, she made a call for she made a call for guys who had slept with their girlfriends to stand up. And nobody stood up. I mean, nobody stood up. And she was trying to make the point that it is shameful, right, for you to have premarital sex. That means that your boyfriend is not even proud of you, because it's not something you want to flaunt in public. It's not something you want everybody to know about. It's a secret, so to speak, that you are not going to be proud of. I think that was one of the things that helped me to make that decision that I was going to keep myself until marriage. I was going to abstain from premarital sex. Of course, my faith too had a very big role to play, because I knew that no matter what I do, God was watching me, and I didn't want Him to watch me do what was against, my faith, or what was against His word. So what am I saying? And as a result of that decision that I made, as a teenager entering the university, that helped me to abstain from premarital sex. I made that decision, and thankfully I was able to keep to that decision. So what am I saying? Make decisions. Decide. The truth is, you might feel if you make decisions, you might still be able, you might not stand by it. Just take the first step by deciding on what you want, decide on what you do not, what you do not permit, right? And also remember, just after university, and I was making that career shift into, starting to work. And I decided that I was going to work with one of the top pharmaceutical community chain pharmacies. I wanted a chain pharmacy, that is a pharmacy that had branches in other places, not just a single pharmacy. I studied pharmacy in school, right? So I'm a pharmacist. I wanted to start my career that way because I wanted that level of exposure before I move on to the next phase of my career. And I applied, to several places. And one of the places I identified the top three retail chain pharmacies. There was Health Plus then, there was Med Plus, and there was Alpha Pharmacy. And four, Net Pharmacy at that time also. And then I applied to all these places. They didn't call me for interview. I decided to walk into one of the branches for L Plus specifically. I also did that for Med Plus. And guess what? When I went to, it was at the branch in Ikeja GRA. I went there, I dropped my CV, and thankfully I met with the manager, and he said he was going to help me send my envelope, the envelope containing my CV, to the head branch so that the HR can see it physically, and that way I might get an opportunity to be called for an interview. That singular decision actually gave me an opportunity to be interviewed. And from that interview process, I eventually got the job. So what am I saying? Don't think you do not have a choice. No matter how hard the economy is, no matter how competitive you think that job selection is, no matter how the negativity surrounding that situation, I want you to decide on what you want to do differently, or how you can make a better decision that will give you a higher opportunity. Remember the what is on the slide here, that life begins with no choices. However, as you grow, life begins to present you with choices. So you are a product of choices that you have made in the past. So make better decisions so that you can have better outcomes in life. So don't avoid making decisions. Do not avoid making decisions, no matter what you think the outcome might be. Decide to make choices yourself. Tell yourself, I will make my decisions. I will make my decisions. Right. So I like this quote also by Apostle Joshua Selma, and it says, you may have started life looking like your parents, circumstances, or environment, but you die looking like the choices and decisions you made in life. This is absolutely true, right? You might have started, of course, you grew up under your parents' tutelage, so decided the schools you would go, basically a lot of things about your life, right? However, your decision, you will die looking, because of course you will grow up, right, and become an adult, so you will die looking like the choices you made in life. Please let it sink. Don't forget this. There are a lot of examples of people who started from poor backgrounds and today who are well-to-do and who are impacting their generation. It's not so much about the wealth, it's not so much about the substance, even though it's important, but what is most important is the impact you're able to make in other people's lives. There are quite a number of examples like that. How many of you know Ubon King? Ubon King, though he died this year, but before he died, he was a security man for quite a number of years, and he decided that he was going to do something better with his life. And just before, before he died, he was able to impact many people. He speaks, he had, businesses that he was also running before he died. He became popular. Some people will say he became popular all of a sudden. No, he didn't become popular all of a sudden. He became popular because of the good decisions, right, that he made. Even John C. Maxwell is another very good example that we can learn from. He was a pastor in a small church, right? And then he knew that he had passion to also help businesses build their management, or build. He had a passion that he could help businesses grow by teaching leadership to their management. He knew that he had that passion in him. He knew that he had that ability. He didn't want to just be confined to the four walls of the church, right? He wanted to reach his world. And he made that decision. He stepped out of the church environment and began to, utilize the gifts that God had given him to reach more people. And today, he has authored several books. Today, he has a coaching company that impacts several people. Why? He made a good decision. So guys, I'm just encouraging you guys to decide going forward to make better decisions. Decide what you want to eat. Decide that's where it starts from. Decide what you want to wear. Decide how you want to be perceived. Decide what you want to do. Decide where you want to school. Make these decisions. Like I said, some will not turn out well. It doesn't mean that you don't seek advice. I need to put that balance. It doesn't mean you don't seek advice from people during the process of your decision making. Actually, in the process of decision making, getting other people's opinion also shows that you value them. It doesn't mean that your mind is made up. You are the one that is making the decision yourself. So that means that you do not receive input from other people. That's not the right approach. You get input from other people, right? And you also, in the process of decision making, there's also the part of insights generation. There's a part of data generation as well. So all of these things should come together, right, when you're making decisions. But bringing it down to your level, it doesn't mean that you don't get advice from people. Get advice from people when you're making certain decisions. However, let the decision come from you, because you are going to be responsible for the outcome of this decision, and you will not give control to another person. So does it amaze you how that, two people who grew up in the same home, who were raised or nurtured by the same parents, right, went to the same school, were exposed to the same people, so to speak, and then at the end of the day, one turns out successful and the other decides to be a cultist or something like that. So what really is the difference? Choices that were made. Choices that were made. So that's why it's really important for us to begin to learn to make good choices. It's really important for us to learn to make better choices, because just like we saw earlier in the quote by John C. Maxwell, that it's one of the greatest gifts. It's your gift. Don't give it away. Unbox your gifts of choice and make the best or the wise decisions for me. Also, personally, I grew up as an orphan. I was raised by my mom. My dad died when I was 7 months old. It came with a lot of struggles, financial struggles. I had low self-esteem issues. Growing up, there was no functional water closet in our house growing up. No functional water closet. We would always draw water from the well. We would trek to school. I was that kid that didn't used to take money to school. All of those struggles came financially. There was also the struggles that I had internally. As a young girl, as a young lady growing up. And when I look at myself today and the opportunity that I'm able to provide for, or that we are able to provide for my daughter, and where we are today, yes, I'm happy, right, that at least we've been able to make wise decisions, right, or that I have been able to make wise decisions that has made me, attain the level of success that I have today, or gotten me to where I am today. And I'm also more convinced that the future is bright, because I believe in continuous personal development. And if you have that kind of mindset, there is no way your future won't be bright, because you're always seeking ways of improving, always seeking ways of making better decisions every way. And remember, I said that your life is accumulation of all the choices you have made. So if you're always learning how to make better choices, it means that you have a higher chance of succeeding in life. Right? So guys, I'm just charging you guys up that no matter your background, no matter the experiences that you've had in the past, you have an opportunity, right, to succeed by making good or wise decisions in life. You're not a puppet. You're not a puppet. You know how puppets are. You just see them, moving awkwardly and all of that. There's a string. There's a string that is controlling them. There's a string that is controlling them, right? So when you allow other people make your decisions for you, that means that they are controlling they're using that string, so to speak, like the puppets, to control your life. So guys, make your own decisions and make good decisions. So this is one of the value that every leader, you are a leader, in case you do not know, you are a leader, and that ability to be a good leader starts from you making good choices. It starts from you making good choices. So when you are able to make good choices, you will in turn be able to influence other people to make good choices. So always remember, no choice is a choice. If you decide to be neutral, you are still making a decision. So choosing not to choose is to let someone else make that choice for you. The result, you lose control of your life. I have said it over and over again. So you lose control of your life when you allow others, when you decide to be neutral. So don't be neutral. Decide to make decisions. I mean, a few months ago, at work, I began to feel really overwhelmed because I took on a new role, and it came with a lot of expectations. Then, because I was also transitioning, I mean, I was taking up something new. So it meant that I needed to learn newer skills. I needed to also, learn the process, learn newer processes, meet with newer people, new people, and all of that. So I began to feel really overwhelmed. And at that point, in fact, for quite a number of weeks, I knew that I was not myself. It was as though I was a shadow of myself, so to speak, right? Until I realized, it was actually through my mentor that made me realize that, you know that you have control over the situation right now. I didn't even see it that way, right? But the truth of the matter is, immediately I realized that even though this is what the situation is, I cannot allow the situation decide how I spend my day or how I spend my time. I decided to then take control of my time. Decided to take ownership, of my time, take ownership of how I feel, of how I interpret what was happening, how I interpret what the changes that was happening to me. Do you understand? So I made that decision at that point to make a choice, to take back my time, to take back my feelings, to take back how I interpret things, that happened or that was happening to me. So the same thing I'm also telling you guys today. Take control of your choices. Take control of your choices. You can make better choices no matter the level you are at the moment. The beauty of choice is that if you want a better result, all you have to do is to make a better choice. It's just, for instance, if you fail a test, what do? When you are rewriting that examination or test, you look at the questions that you missed, and you take a second look at them. You pay closer attention to them to ensure that you don't miss them again. That's how it is. So that's the beauty of choice. If you want to get a better result, then it means that you have to make a better choice. So if you're tired of the current level or your current experiences today, then you need to think back and say, how can I improve? Right? How can I be better? Once you ask that question, it makes you to be aware of some poor choices that you have made or that you're making. And then from that time, from that moment, you can decide to change those steps little by little, little by little. And with time, all of these things will compound to become to become better, to make you become a better person. And then you see that people will now begin to come to you that, how do you do it? How come people come to me to say that, how come you're able to combine all the things you're able to do, together successfully? What is it you do? It's your habits. It's the little choices that you make really that accumulate into making you a better person. I hope you understand. Though you cannot go back and make a brand new start, my friend. Anyone can start from now and make a brand new end. This is absolutely true. You might not be able to go back to your past. You might not be able to go back to your history, right? to make a brand new start. However, from this moment, from today, after this class, you can begin to make right decisions. I know that you went through the materials during the course of the week, right? And you have some experiences already that or some results that you had already from just changing your choices, from ensuring that you make better decisions. So it's the same way. Some people wait till it's the beginning of the year before they make before they change their decisions, right? Or before they make new decisions. You do not need to wait till when it's your birthday or the beginning of the year. Start now. You can start now, from now, to make the right choices or to make better choices, and you would experience better outcome. Making good choices starts with you. When you are pointing at people, when you are pointing at other people, or you're expecting other people to make those decisions from you, remember that the remaining three fingers are pointing at you, and one is pointing at the person. Probably the other one is pointing nowhere. So when you want to, so basically, the making the right decision starts with you. If you cannot change yourself, you cannot change the world. That's the truth. If you cannot change, starts with you. Change starts with you. Making good choices, right, starts with you. Many of us are complaining about Nigeria today, that our leaders are not making the right choices. How about you? Are you making the best choices for your life? You are a company. You are the CEO of your life. You are you incorporated. I am Tosi Incorporated, right? You are Daniel Incorporated. You are Opeolua Incorporated. You are Lamide Incorporated. You are Micah Incorporated, right? So are you making the best decisions? Companies will call board meetings, right, where they discuss and rub minds together to make right decisions. Do you call yourself to order? Do you call yourself to a meeting to say, what choices am I making that is not making me maximize the opportunities around me today? You need to have that conversation with yourself, with your creator, from time to time. Like I said earlier, only you and God knows, your future, your purpose, right? And knows you. So you are you incorporated. Always, always, always remember that you are you incorporated, and you need to make the right choices for you. I found it was difficult to change the world, so I tried to change my nation. When I found I couldn't change the nation, I began to focus on my town. I couldn't change the town as an older man. I tried to change my family. Now, as an old man, I realized the only thing I can change is myself. This is an old man talking. And suddenly, I realized that if long ago I had changed myself, I could have made an impact on my family. You see that? My family and I could have made an impact in our town. Their impact could have changed the nation, and I could indeed have changed the world. So I want you to tell yourself it starts with me. It starts with you. So if you are not, your influence actually starts with you. So if you are not making those personal right choices, you will realize that there is no way you will be able to add value to people. There is no way you'll be able to change your family. There's no way you'll be able to change your town. There's no way you'll be able to change the world or your nation as a whole. So it starts with you. It starts with you. So you ask yourself, what do I need to improve on? What good decision do I need to make today that will make me a better person, right? So you have to be your message first, right? Before you can influence others. You are telling others to make right choices. You as a person, are you making right decisions? Are you making right choices? Do you understand what I'm saying? So it starts with you have to be one with your message. It's when you are one with your message, like I said earlier, that people will now come to you to ask you questions about how you're doing it, how you are able to thrive in that particular area. So it starts with you. One of the best ways to do this is to add value to people daily. Every day you choose to. So let this be your language. When you wake up in the morning, today I choose not to gossip. Today I choose not to waste my time. Today I choose not to give control to that manager in my office that makes me feel overwhelmed. I have control over it. I can decide to I can choose my words. I can choose my words, right? No one is making my job difficult. No one can make my job difficult for me. I choose to respond, the right way. I choose to respond the right way, irrespective of how much pressure, right, how much pressure that you feel, in the process of doing that. So one of the things you can choose to do is to value and honor people. And it starts by valuing yourself, then you value others because we're all created by God. Number two, you can choose to make yourself more valuable. Making choices can either help you or hurt you. Making good choices help you and help others. Number three, do things that other people value. Asking people questions or asking their opinion shows that you value them. Be genuinely interested in others. Be genuinely interested in others, right? So these are some of the examples of decisions that you can make, choices that you can make that will help you to become a better person. Choosing to honor other people, choosing to make yourself valuable. And in making yourself valuable, it means that you have to be for continuous learning. You have to be for continuous personal development. You have to be a resource yourself. That's how you can make yourself more valuable. And then doing things that other people value, right? Doing things that other people value, being genuinely interested in other people, would also help you to be a person. These are examples of good choices that you can make. Then John Wooden said, there is a choice you have to make in everything you do. Life is full of choices. You being here today is a choice you have made. And I believe that it's a good choice that is going to help you become a better person. This is just the first step in a 16-step journey. This is the first value we are learning today, right? And you have decided to be here today. You have made that choice to be here today. And definitely, some people decided to sleep instead. Some people decided to make excuses. I don't have data instead. That's their choice. Or rather, you have made a better decision by being here today. So keep in mind that in the end, your future self, you tap yourself at the back. My future self will be grateful I made this choice. My future self will be grateful I made this choice. I'm also telling myself, my future self will be grateful I made this choice. So always, when you make better decisions, you are sowing seeds into your future. You are sowing seeds into your future. Making good decisions is not always convenient. That's the truth. It's always a trade-off. You are trading off convenience, right, for good choices. The bad choices are always the most convenient choices to make. It's very easy for me to decide to sleep, right? It's very easy for me to decide to just watch Netflix or do something else right now. But I have decided to invest this time. My mentors have decided to invest this time in adding value to you because we are interested in your growth. We're interested in you becoming better. And definitely our future selves will also be grateful that we are doing this investment because it's also going to make us better people as it's making you a better person right now. So it's time for us to go to our transformation table. But before that, I hope you found this impactful. I hope you found this impactful. So it's 4:45. So we'll spend the next 30 to 40 minutes in our various transformation tables discussing discussing the material that was sent to you during the course of the week, the actions you took, and the learnings you took from it. So I have tagged the transformation table. Let me get feedback from you. How was it? Okay, Lamide said yes, ma'am. Thanks for that feedback. Let me hear from you. I hope the session was impactful. So the breakout session is for 30 to 40 minutes and it's guided by your mentors. So they will ask you questions. Remember that we are checking for participation, right? We are checking for active participation and we are also checking for attendance. And attendance will be taken. And remember, this program also attracts a certificate. So it's only for those that stay through the program and you get a John C. Maxwell leadership certificate. Remember, the certificate is something you can use even in the secular world, right? All right. Thank you for the feedback for those that have typed in the chat box. So let me just see how I can break you into your transformation table. So for TT1, your mentor is Mentor Olaiton. For TT2, your mentor is Mentor Goke, and TT3, Mentor Toby. Let me try this out. Could you please rename your handle to reflect your TT. You could just put in brackets TT1 so I can manually move you into your TTs. Kindly rename yourself, putting your transformation table in bracket so I can break you into your rooms. Thank you, Micah. Is that fire? Great. Okay, by now you should know your team. Just check the WhatsApp group you are in. You should be in 2 WhatsApp groups. One is the general WhatsApp group, then the other one is your transformation table. That's the title. So let me check for Micah. Micah should be in Dr. Okoke's TT, because I also grouped you based on your ages. Yeah, Micah, you are in TT2. Micah is in TT2. Okay, please, let's rename.
Sir?
Let me see.
I'm sleeping.
Okay. Can you please mute your mic? Please put your TT in front of your name so I can move you into your transformation table. We have less than 40 minutes for this. I haven't seen any changes in our, let me see. Put your TT in front of your name. Okay, you are right. You are typing in the chat box. I wanted you to rename yourself. Rename yourself and put your TT in brackets. That would be easier for me to do. Do you understand? For TT2, for instance, put Micah Timileyin, then in bracket TT2. Do you understand? Okay, Ope changed as. Why am I not seeing it? So Ope, what TT are you in? Please unmute yourself and speak up so we can do this quickly. What TT are you? TT2. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me move. Who is in TT1? Who else is in TT1? Metolites on your members are not here. 2B is here.
Yes, Tosin.
Yes, so I was asking who else is in TT1 so I can add them.
Let me just check with the names I have here.
Okay, why am I not seeing it? Most people have done that. I don't have TT. Diola, you'll be in TT1. So let me move Diola to TT1. Adiola PSCL TT1. Okay, so I'm not okay. I can see Micah's TT2 now. Okay, Adeni, Daniel, what it is, just tell me manually. So you should see the notification to move into that room now. TT3, Daniel is in TT3. It will be better next week. This is our first time, that's why it's taking long. So let me move Daniel here. I want to hear your feedback. How was it? TT1, let's start with TT1. Let's hear your feedback. TT1, don't fall my hand though. Anyone from TT1? How was it? have 9 minutes to end this session. CT1, can we hear from you? Olaiton, your student is not talking. I know you had only one student.
I'm here.
Okay, so let's hear from you, Tosi. How was it?
Awesome. It was,
Okay.
I enjoyed myself. It was really insightful, actually.
Yeah, what did you
And
learn?
I learned a lot from our discussion, my conversation with Olaito.
Great, amazing.
And I must say thank you very much for this session. Thank you.
You're welcome. So can you tell us one thing, one choice you committed to?
Okay, I committed to reading books. Yeah.
To reading books, amazing.
To reading books, to be faithful to completing a book when I started.
Okay, when are you starting?
Yeah,
when are you going to complete your first book after now?
I'm going to complete it this week, but I know that I'm going to go back to it today. Like after this class. I want to be more serious with my life.
Okay, I think that's a good place to start. Thank you for sharing. Okay, TT2, can we hear your feedback?
Yes, ma.
Okay, Sandra, shoot.
It was really amazing. Like I feel like it's just like an eye opener, and I really learned a lot. Like what he said. He said, choosing not to choose is allowing someone else to choose for you. Like choosing not to make a choice. He also said, everything you become in life is a reflection of the choices you made. So I think by the grace of God, I'm going to, make a choice, or make a choice to make a good choice. And like what Sister Lami said, to start. I don't know what I don't know how
Please,
to,
there is no sister or brother here.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
That
call
they
people by
said.
their first name. Yes,
Okay,
thank
ma.
you.
So she said that we should have a to-do list. So I think I will do that too. I should start with that too, because a lot of times I just want to do a lot of things in my head, but I don't have it penned down. So I think I will be committed to that too.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Sandra. So Sandra is committing to working with a to-do list, so she's more organized. Thank you for making that decision. Who else? Any other person from table 2? You had the most team members, so we can take 2 people, 2 feedback before we move to table 3.
Okay. I really enjoyed the class. It was fun, and I think what I chose was really spoke about a lot. And what I have decided to do is, like, I believe I have the ability to make my life, my future, my kids, my business, and that of my marriage better. Like what I said, looking from where I grew up, my family, my background, the way things are for me. I don't want the same thing for my kids. And looking at my sisters, my siblings, the way their marriage, the way their lives are being planned, I told myself I want something different. I choose to make my life, my marriage, and my business better.
I'm so proud of you. I mean, I'm so glad that you are committing to taking actionable steps from now. But could you please share one specific thing that you have committed to doing going forward?
Yeah, I do. Okay, fine. Like you said, out of the 3 things we were told to write out, first thing I told myself I was going to do is pray, because I believe there's nothing you put into God hands that does not work best for you. Two is to make a to-do list. Like, I love to write down, okay, this is what I want to do today, and I want to make sure I work towards achieving it for that day. Then three, I want to put into action. I want to plan and put into action. I want to stop saying it with mouth, like, okay, this is what I want to do. Then at the end of the day, I didn't do it. But I want to make it
Amazing.
compulsory and mandatory that yes, I'm doing this and I'm going to do it.
You smash your goals. Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing.
Okay.
Dr. Goke, you have Olamide to hold accountable. What do you have to say?
Don't worry, we are together in this. I'm not hungry anybody. Okay.
Yeah, we are together in this. Thank you.
Joint effort, and I encourage you to really follow. Yes. We are going to do this.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Table 3, can we have your feedback? 3 more minutes.
Hello.
Okay. Alex Schultz, yeah, go on, please.
A lot. I learned a lot. Things that change the type of choices we make have an effect on we ourselves. And I learned we are able to like change the choices we make. Like if we made a bad choice, we can change it by making a good choice instead.
Absolutely.
Choices can help like add value to others, if you understand what I mean. Like change ourselves, we are unconsciously changing the lives of others. Like that guy that said that he first tried to change the nation, then he finally found out that it was himself who needed to.
Absolutely.
I think to grow, like increase my value so that in turn people will even value me more. Like I choose to grow.
Yeah. You choose to grow. How? We want to learn from you.
Specific.
I can start reading books and checking myself, looking at my behavior, and start change.
Okay, thank you. So Alex is committing to growth. Alex is committing to taking personal ownership of his growth through learning from books. And I think that's absolutely amazing. I mean, just to round up, before I do that, Olaiton and Bibi, please can we get your comments?
Oh, sure. Okay, so do you want to know what I learned by facilitating it as well?
No. We want to know what your group's commitment is and how you're going to help them to, how you're going to support them in achieving all these choices that they've made.
Okay, so like Alex said, he already committed to valuing people and also to growth, developing himself. And I plan to hold him accountable by, of course, following up with him to know the measures he has put in place and how we can measure the progress as well. How we can make it measurable so we know that it's actually making progress and it's just not stagnant. And I believe after this, there would be a follow-up interaction, and would of course come to an agreement on how we can measure his progress in that regard.
Hey, thank you very much, Mentor Bibi, for committing once again to supporting your transformation table on this journey to transformation. Thanks a lot for sharing. Okay,
Welcome.
Olaiton.
Pleasure.
Olaiton, can we hear from you, please?
Yeah. Okay. Um. So, am I sharing what I learned now, or cause
We will have a session after this. We will still have a session after this. So please, all mentors wait behind. So this session is basically for you to comment on what your student said and how you intend supporting her.
Okay, well, the truth is, I mean, I may actually be sharing what I learned because I was really inspired by Tosin Bukumi, and I told that to her told that to her a lot. That I was really inspired by her story, and yes, she committed to specifically seeing to her personal growth through reading books and getting more knowledge about leadership and people management. And so I think that that is quite very specific for me. And I'll just I'm not committing to anything specifically with all sincerity, okay? But I think she knows what she wants, but of course, at every point where I can come in, I would see how I can support her with making sure our goals are not overwhelming, and she's following up with them.
Okay, thank you. It's understandable. Our real mentor should be Goke, actually, so that's fine. All right, guys. So thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. Thank you for making our time to be part of this program, and specifically the first lesson in the values-based leadership program, and for your active participation. I mean, I went around all the groups and I saw the genuineness, the authenticity in the stories that we shared, and I also felt the passion with which we were all committed to this cause, and to most especially helping ourselves to become better. I mean, this is a choice that we have made this evening. And like I said during my session, our future self is going to be happy that we made this choice today. So this is just to say thank you very much for doing this for yourself. And I know that you are going to become a better person for it. And to all our mentors today who have also made our time to be part of this this program today. This is me also saying thank you. Thank you very much for the time you are committing to impacting lives. So we are going to continue next week. So what you should expect after now is, first, go to your transformation table on WhatsApp group and drop your attendance. Drop your full name and let me see any other details. For now, just drop your full name so that your mentor can pick your name and put on the attendance sheet. Then secondly, I want you to go to the main group and just put a comment that you think would spur others to be part of this. I think this is something that many more people should benefit from, right? And as at registration, we had 35 registrations, but today we're having about 7 people, kickstart the program. That's not exactly good. So please go to the group to, as a leader that you are, influence other people, other students to participate next week. So that's the second thing. Then thirdly, expect to have your materials for this week, which is on growth, the value of growth. Ooh, I'm excited about that. That's what we are starting this week. So the materials will be shared with you latest by Tuesday. So we expect it between today and Tuesday. And then interact with those materials, read them, underline them, commit to small actionable steps. I keep saying that you don't have to commit to the big steps, just a very little actionable step that you begin to do. And when you continuously do that, you realize that it compounds into something tangible for you at the end of the day. So don't look at the program as being very long, 16 weeks. No, just take it 1 week at a time. 1 week. That was why I sent that Instagram post to you earlier today. It's about taking it 1 week at a time, and you will realize that before you know it, we are done with the program. So you would expect to receive those materials between now and Tuesday for the second week of the program, right? So I think that's all from me. Thank you very much for being part of this program, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Bye, everyone. Thanks a lot. Bye, everyone. Mentors, please stay back.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you very much. Bye.
Um,
Bye.